Hello and welcome. My name is Moe,
My name is Jay.
and we're your hosts of Half-Baked Baseball. We're just two 420 friendly besties who love baseball. We aren't professionals or analysts, so on this podcast, expect a fun, chill, and approachable take on your favorite sport. We plan to post weekly videos highlighting some of our favorite matchups, bets we might be placing, and sharing baseball news that we find to be interesting. Being that we are less than 2 weeks from opening day, we want to use this first episode to recap our thoughts on spring training and discuss what we are looking forward to most this season. So, Jay, why don't you start us off with something you're looking forward to in this 2025 baseball season?
Opening day, well, obviously they're going to have the first series played in Tokyo, but opening day is March 27th. And then May 16th through the 18th is rivalry weekend. So prime interleague rivals will play 6 games against each other, 2 3-game series, up from 4 games, which was 2 2-game series last year. So as a result, each club will have 2 fewer total games against non-division league opponents. While the balanced schedule implemented in 2023 means that every club now plays each of the other 29 every season, most interleague opponents only play each other for 1 series. In 2025, each club will host the same interleague opponents as in 2023, while the 2024 host pairings will repeat in 2026. So it's going to be like a rotating cycle of teams, playing less, quote unquote, important games.
Right.
So more meaningful, impactful games, which means more interesting, awesome, fun baseball.
So these are the matchups for that rivalry week. Some good ones. I didn't really realize that the Guardians and the Reds were rivals. I always forget that they literally are in the same state. I don't know why I never think of Cincinnati like at the Reds as an Ohio team. That's like a weird thought in my brain. But the Texas teams.
I was about to say that the Texas teams, as well as the Subway Series.
Chicago teams.
New York teams.
Yep. Pirates versus the Phillies. Nats versus the Orioles. They're right across from each other, so that makes sense. Florida teams down there. Giving the A's some more California baseball. I love that.
Before they moved to Vegas.
Just looking at this list, you just know there's a lot of talented players spread out amongst these teams. The season's going to be really interesting. Speaking of talented players, I know you have top 10 prospects for this upcoming season.
Yes, because we will be getting involved in fantasy baseball.
Yes.
So I have been doing my research on who I'm looking at, depending on where I'm going to be picking in the draft. I'm hoping we can get the 10-team league going. My top 10 as far as offense, fantasy, or I would just say my dudes or my guys. I would have to go number 1, Shohei Ohtani, number 2, Bobby Witt, and number 3, which actually recently changed. I had Aaron Judge in the 3 spot, but I think Jose Ramirez is going to take that over. He does it all. He steals bases. He's a switch hitter. He has power. Like, there are going to be lots of home runs hit from this guy, and I think he's gonna take the Guardians, into another.
I also think, like, speaking unbiasedly, but also biasedly, there's a culture around dedication as a talented athlete in Cleveland and wanting to play in Cleveland and stay in Cleveland. And the city loves him so much. So I think that's going to boost. And because they were so close last year to doing some really great things, I think it's gonna be he's gonna go off this year too.
Yeah, no, I think we're witnessing a Hall of Famer playing baseball right now. So number 4 would be Aaron. I had to switch them around. I just believe in that, have conviction in that. And then I think that's a tier break, right? So we have our like elite echelon group of players, and then there's like I've moved around these guys so many times, but then I would go in the 5 spot, Mookie.
We barely saw what he was capable of last season. When he came back, what, like with a month left, maybe, if that.
Yeah. I'm thinking full season of Mookie is going to be amazing to watch. 6, 7, and 8, I would go Ellie, Tatis, and Soto. 3 guys that are elite at what they do. Ellie, for fantasy purposes, is someone I'm targeting just for stolen base purposes. So those guys can kind of be bunched in a tier. And then for 9 and 10, I kind of went with some guys that are kind of younger. They've shown a lot, over the couple years that I've been pretty deep into baseball. And it's Gunnar at the 9 spot and Corbin at the 10 spot. I think Corbin Carroll is a enigma. There's a lot of guys I could compare him to, but at the same time, he's like his own. He's his own kind of base runner. I really enjoy watching him play baseball. So there's my top 10 fantasy picks, if you want to put a name on that.
I think I agree with a lot of your lists as far as top players. Considering we're going to be playing in the same fantasy league, I'm going to have to branch out, of course, if I want to keep up. I think a lot of the other Dodger guys are going to play really well too. I think Teoscar is going to have another really good year. I think he's just getting heated up. So I'm excited to see what he does. Maybe even break his home run record this year. I think that can happen.
Yeah.
I think Will Smith also is going to have another really good year. So yeah, I think those Dodgers guys are gonna do really well, especially because it's something we talked about last year a lot, is how much fun they all have playing together. You can just see it. They're all friends. They really know a lot about each other, their families. Like you can tell they have like a real team bond. And even in like spring training, you've seen a lot of stuff that like their social media team has put out that they're still having lots of fun together. So I think that's gonna continue to kind of blossom, and there's gonna be some fun team plays coming out of there. We talked a little bit about the Tigers before, and how well they did last year, and how we have pretty high expectations for them. I think Colt Keith is somebody that we talked a lot about last year that I think is gonna step it up as well this year, and I think he's gonna surprise some people. Obviously,
Skubal is a freak.
Yep. They're building a team over there for sure. So
a lot of young guys.
Yeah, so I think some of them are gonna try to outshine this year. I think with where baseball is right now, and for example, like Shohei, people continuing to break records and set new highs in such like, with like a better way to say it, like an old sport, it's ancient, is going to inspire a lot of these young guys to like do some crazy stuff. So I think we're going to see that like kind of radiate through the league. Your daddy, your Don, I think we could say he's going to do some cool stuff. And I'm a big fan of Petey Crow Armstrong. He's popped off a lot already in spring training. I think he's going to do some cool stuff this season. And my Mickeys, my Mikes, my Matts. I'm a big fan of all those guys. So Matt Wallner, So Matt Wallner, Mickey Moniak, Michael Massey, Michael Toglia is a good one. we're
I like
big
the
fans.
Conforto on the list.
Conforto, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Olson, we were a big fan of him last year. I think towards the end of the year he let us down a little
Matt
bit,
Olson.
but
I just rolled my eyes at Matt Olson. Yeah, so I had some honorable mentions that I obviously have. I'm not like a pro. We're not experts. You know, I'm not building a full rank list of hundreds of players, but Kyle Tucker is someone I'm interested in watching. Cody, Bellinger is now a Yankee. I'm really going to be watching him just because that's my team. I want to see what Alex Bregman does in Boston.
Oh yeah.
And Josh Naylor on the D-backs. I'm really excited to see big body Naylor
Mm-hmm.
do his thing. And as far as the young hitters, we've talked multiple times about the trio of Jacksons.
Yep.
How did that happen? That we just have like three really wild, insane players, and all of their names are Jackson.
Yeah.
So Jackson Merrill, Jackson Holiday, Jackson Churio. If you're listening to this podcast and dabble in any sort of sports betting, we don't give financial advice, by the way. Put some dollars on the three Jacksons this year, to hit home runs and do the baseball things. They're going to be doing it all. I'm feeling like I'm ready for the season to just start already. We're 6 days away.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see all the boys in Tokyo.
The boys. Are you going to get
I'm
up?
Intrigued. I was going to say, do I have to get up at all weird times to be able to watch any of this?
It's 6 a.m. for us.
I'm probably going to miss all of it.
Yeah. I was thinking, there's going to be clips,
I'm probably going to miss all of it.
Yeah. 6
a.m.
Yeah, no,
I'm excited to see Dodgers back in action. Blake Snell, I'm excited for him. Roki Sasaki is already showing that he has potential. I mean, Yahoo Sports said he had that splitter that was out of this world, whatever that means. Yeah. Homecomings for the international players is pretty cool, in my opinion.
Yes. I think it might be worth getting up early or staying up late. Maybe even just catching the first inning or first two innings. I think seeing that first pitch is probably going to be pretty iconic, so might be worth.
What time is it?
6 a.m. for us. 7 p.m.
6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 7 p.m. local Japan time. And then Sasaki and Steele are on Wednesday.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of, because my Instagram algorithm is both baseball and traveling to Japan right now, I've started to see this cross reference of baseball in Japan, and it's making me crazy that I didn't end up going this stretch of time and to be there for that, although there's probably a little chance that I would have been able to afford it.
And pretty cool, that Demon Slayer video.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
That was really sick. And I did write down here, it is the 25-year anniversary of Tokyo having the opener played. So 2000 was the first time that they played the opener in Tokyo.
I love that. I think there's such a deep connection in both Japan and America with baseball, to have it be kind of fused so much more now with us having so many Japanese players is pretty cool to watch. I feel like a lot of European countries have that bond over football or soccer, us Americans call it. And so it's cool for us to have that. I feel like that bond is forming with Japan, which is pretty neat.
I agree. Are we allowed to play that Demon Slayer promo on the pod?
Probably.
I actually didn't watch the whole thing. I only saw like a 45-second snippet on Instagram.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. You watched Demon Slayer, right? All of it? Or
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I think as somebody who's interested in animation is really cool, but if you're also a fan of Demon Slayer, it's like extra cool.
Dope.
ついにやってきました。メジャーリーグベースボールの東京シリーズ。日本人5名がロサンゼルス・ドジャース、シカゴ・カブスという名門チームの主力メンバーとして凱旋です。いやー、今年の大谷はどうですか。鱗滝さん。
この子は良い呼吸をしている。呼吸は全ての方の基本となる。
メジャーリーグの球団が初来日を果たしたのは大正2年。練習を積み技術を習得、それを次の世代に継承することで成長。そこから112年後の世界が今目の前に広がっています。
そう、受け継ぐことでこの日を迎えることができたのだ。
全集中の呼吸。
そうだ。そして10ある水の型すべてをお前に教える。
凄まじい歓声です。まるで本国で見ているような感覚。これがメジャーリーグベースボール。いよいよ開幕です。
いよいよその日が来た。
プレイボール。
頼んだぞ、炭治郎。
打撃の呼吸、一の型、圧倒的ホームラン。
So good. So good.
It's so cool that is a thing.
Yeah.
Did not
I
have
really
that
think-
on my bucket list to see a Demon Slayer MLB collab.
Yeah. Well, it's such like a cool coincidence, like the uprise in anime, like the popularity, plus the
Right,
appreciation for
right.
Japanese culture tied in with baseball, like all happening kind of around the same time. Why not? I'm
Yeah.
sure you've seen they're adding Shohei into Fortnite. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's so silly. I saw the image that I saw of him was like in a T pose, and it looks so goofy. But yeah, I could see it. It's becoming. I mean, they've done sports stuff in the past, right? I mean, they've had collaborations with everything at this point.
Do you think they're actually like putting in the effort on in spring training, like we hope they will, or are they just kind of going through the motions?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really mad at myself because I watched a clip earlier today of what is his name? Javier Baez. He was running the bases, and they were about to throw a double play on him, and he took the throw from the second baseman towards the first baseman right in the head.
Oh,
He just took it right. No, like he purposely put his
Oh,
head in
he
the way to hit it out the way,
Oh.
so that they weren't able to get the double play.
like he headbutted it.
I'm
out
like-
of the way?
I'm like, some of these guys look like they're not trying, but Javier Baez is trying in the spring training.
Boy is really trying at the expense of his body.
I just can't stop thinking about that lady talking about the skankies.
It's so funny. As somebody who grew up very young, chanting "Stanky Yankees," that one hit home to me. That's the thing that's like, I grew up, I think that's another reason why the whole Cincinnati Red thing is weird to me, because I always grew up thinking that the Yankees were our biggest rival.
Yeah.
So there was a time where that was kind of the case. We kept having these wild meetups, which happened again, didn't it?
Yes,
I hope
it did.
we don't go through that pain this year.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
As much as I want us to both do well, it's not gonna happen.
I would argue that I felt worse pain
Yeah.
watching the Yankees play the Dodgers.
Yeah. I'll
Sorry,
have that one.
let me rephrase that. Watching the Yankees play against Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers.
Freddie Freeman featuring the Dodgers.
You know, some people talk about sleep paralysis demon coming to visit them in the night. Mine comes in the form of Freddie Freeman hitting a grand slam against the Yankees.
Oh man.
I won't lie, it was a beautiful home run.
It was.
It was a beautifully hit ball. What a moment to have that happen for him and for Dodgers fans. Like, and as a person who's just a fan of the game, it was exciting to see. But I was melting inside.
Okay, so I'm gonna stream the Skankies clip.
Go, give me a prediction about the American League East. Who's going to win it?
I have great fears of the Skankies because they're loaded. They'll buy their way out of anything.
Go, give me a
Diane.
prediction about the American
Diane is
League
me.
East. Who's going to win
I
it?
love her face.
I have
In
great
the
fear.
comment. Wait, she knows. We just want to bring you the important news. Like how the Angels hat said anals.
Nails.
Nails.
There. Did you see the second post I sent you?
No,
There
I
were
missed that.
so many. They went over like all the teams.
The
me see.
Mimi one was good.
Let me see if I can pull it up. The Twins, the Chisago, the Garcans,
the
Guac-
Guacans.
Deloitte,
Deloitte.
Deloitte,
Tittins.
Braze,
Bray.
Mimi. There's the Mimi.
Yeah, the Mimi one's good. The New York ones are fine.
Fippies, Nowels. Whose idea was this? The Posadas. The Posadas. Yeah, Asshos. Yeah, there it is. And nails. Mazers. There's good old toss where he grabs the screen. That's so funny.
Oh man, just what?
This is what I say. How in the hell did these get approved? They look like a middle school kid designed them.
I'm surprisingly more upset that I missed out on buying. Aren't they take them off, right? They took them off?
Yeah, but yeah, you sent me that thing about them people buying them
I know,
still.
but saying I would have got one of those.
So funny.
I would have put that shit on layaway.
Put that on Klarna.
Yeah, I would have done that real
4-way pay, baby. So obviously we have a pretty wild season ahead of us. Tons of breakout players. The Tokyo series is going to kick us off really strong, and we're definitely going to see a lot of strength, I think, from both of those teams throughout the year, as well as some other prospects that we have our eyes on. We definitely plan to keep sharing a lot of our favorite bets, talking about different players that we're excited to watch throughout the season, as well as some other news surrounding baseball that we hope to have some really fun discussions about throughout the season. So if you are into casual, laid-back, 420-friendly baseball talk, then make sure you subscribe and hang out with us as we hope to post weekly videos here. Until next time.
Hot take. Futures bet. The 2025 World Series is going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Seattle Mariners.
That's so wild.
Julio Rodriguez is going to take them to the promised land. You heard it here first. What's today's date? March 12th, 2025.